Have you ever wondered what absolute unbroken silence actually sounds like? Not the quiet of an empty room, but the deep, velvet stillness of a world completely blanketed in white. Imagine stepping out into a vast, untouched wilderness. The air is crisp. It catches in your throat, completely pure, smelling faintly of ancient ice and pine needles. Every single breath you take forms a soft, swirling cloud of mist in front of you, gently drifting away into the sky. And there, standing at the edge of a frozen, whispering forest, is a giant, a creature of pure grace and quiet strength. The great white bear. He doesn't move with urgency. He doesn't rush. He simply exists, a soft silhouette against the endless, soft-focused horizon, waiting for the evening to settle. Now, just let yourself step into his world. Feel the heavy, peaceful weight of the winter air around you, and let's follow his footsteps across the snow. Every single step the bear takes is slow, deliberate, and completely effortless. His massive paws sink into the fresh, powdery snow with a soft, rhythmic crunch. Crunch, and then a long, peaceful pause. Crunch, and another breath. The sound is incredibly satisfying, like a gentle heartbeat echoing across the valley. The snow beneath him isn't cold or harsh. It feels like a heavy, protective blanket that has hushed the entire earth. He stops for a moment, lifting his dark, wet nose to the wind. The breeze is incredibly gentle, combing through his thick, dense fur. It's a beautifully layered coat, casting soft shadows in the afternoon light, looking exactly like a classic, hand-drawn illustration, where every pencil stroke represents warmth, safety, and comfort. He takes a deep, slow breath in and lets it go. There is absolutely nowhere else he needs to be. No rush, no pressure. Just this simple, rhythmic motion of moving forward through a quiet, beautiful world. As he wanders deeper into the ancient woodland, the tall pine trees lean over the path like old, wise guardians. Their heavy branches are weighed down by thick, perfect pillows of snow. Every now and then, a tiny, crystal snowflake loses its grip from a high branch, floating down through the air in slow motion, spinning lazily until it lands softly on the bear's nose. He doesn't blink. He just feels the tiny, cool sensation melt away into absolute nothingness. The light here is changing now. The bright daytime white is softening into a warm, buttery gold, casting long, elegant shadows across the forest floor. It feels like the entire forest is preparing to rest, wrapping itself in a blanket of twilight. The bear watches, a small silver stream flowing quietly beneath a thick pane of clear ice. You can hear the faint, muffled murmur of the water, a gentle, steady hum that loops over and over, washing away every single stray thought from the day. He continues his gentle climb up the rolling, white hills, his breath rising in steady, beautiful rhythms. The air is growing cooler, but beneath his heavy coat, the bear is perfectly warm, completely insulated from the outside world. He looks out over a massive, frozen lake that stretches 4 miles, smooth as a sheet of polished glass, reflecting the very first stars of the evening. The sky above is turning a deep, rich indigo, blending seamlessly into shades of soft violet and dusky pink. It is a visual lullaby, a canvas of absolute peace. The bear finds a sheltered ridge, protected by a massive, smooth rock formation that keeps the wind completely away. He turns around slowly, settling his massive weight onto the soft, cool ground. He tucks his paws beneath his chest, letting out a long, heavy sigh of pure contentment. The world around him is perfectly still, perfectly safe, and completely at rest. The great white bear sits quietly on his high, sheltered ridge, watching the absolute magic of the polar twilight unfold. The deep violet sky begins to shimmer, just a tiny bit at first, right along the edge of the distant, jagged mountains. It is a faint emerald pulse, a soft, breathing ribbon of light that gently stretches across the dark, velvet heavens. The northern lights have arrived. They don't flash or startle. They move like silk drifting through water, slowly rippling in shades of pale green, soft turquoise, and a deep, comforting lavender. The light reflects beautifully off the bear's thick, pale coat, painting his fur in shifting, luminous colors. He lifts his heavy head, his dark eyes calmly watching the celestial dance. It is a spectacle of pure silence. There is no sound to it, just a visual symphony that seems to slow down time itself, turning every single second into a long, peaceful drift. Now, the wind drops completely away, leaving a stillness so profound you can almost hear the gentle crackle of the stars. The bear lets out another deep, rolling sigh, his breath a warm, ghostly cloud that briefly catches the green light of the aurora before vanishing into the night. He decides it is time to move closer to his winter sanctuary. He stands up slowly, shaking his massive frame, sending a light dusting of sparkling frost flying off his back like a tiny galaxy of falling stars. He begins his descent down the other side of the ridge, moving toward a hidden, deep valley where the ancient trees grow so close together they form a natural, protective roof. Every step down is a step deeper into comfort. The snow here is even thicker, cushioning his paws completely, deadening any sound until his movement is entirely silent, like a ghost sliding through a hand-drawn dream. As he enters the heart of the deep valley, he finds a massive, ancient oak tree, its roots twisting out to form the perfect entrance to a hidden, earth-warmed den. This is his sanctuary, a place that has waited for him all through the autumn, getting colder and quieter just for this moment. The opening is draped in a thick curtain of frostbitten ivy, creating a private, secure world away from the rest of the earth. The bear lowers his head and steps inside. The air inside is instantly different. It is still heavy and carries the faint, comforting scent of dry pine, old earth, and safety. It is a darkness that doesn't feel lonely or empty. It feels like a warm, protective embrace. He turns around 3 times in the soft, dusty hollow of the den, perfectly shaping his bed, before letting his massive weight settle onto the ground one final time. He rests his heavy, dark muzzle onto his large, soft paws. Outside, The northern lights continue their slow, hypnotic dance across the sky. But inside the den, the world has narrowed down to just this single, perfect moment of rest. The bear's breathing slows down, becoming deeper and completely regular. Inhala a long, peaceful pause. And exhale. The rhythmic sound of his breath fills the small, warm cave, a steady lullaby that signals the very end of his long journey. He closes his eyes slowly, letting the outside world fade away entirely. The winter has arrived, the sanctuary is found, and there is nothing left to do but rest. The great white bear drifts off into a deep, beautiful, and unbroken sleep. Completely safe, completely warm, and perfectly at peace. Deep within the earth-warmed den, the great white bear is fully settled now. His journey across the frozen wilderness complete. The rhythmic rise and fall of his chest is the only movement in the darkness, a slow, comforting anchor. Every breath out sends a soft wave of warmth into the small cave, while every breath in is deep, steady, and filled with the scent of pine needles and quiet safety. Outside, the world continues its gentle, frozen spin, completely removed from the absolute sanctuary he has found. The heavy curtain of ivy at the entrance stays perfectly still, keeping the deep chill of the winter night entirely at bay. As the hours drift past, a soft, heavy snowfall begins to descend upon the valley. It doesn't fall with a rush or a roar. It is a silent, lazy snow, with large, feather-light flakes drifting straight down from the indigo sky. One by one, they land on the ancient trees, on the hidden ridge, and over the entrance of the bear's den, layer by layer. The fresh snow builds a thicker, heavier blanket over his sanctuary, completely sealing it away from the rest of the world. It acts as a natural, perfect barrier against the outside, dampening every stray sound until the entire forest is wrapped in a state of total, beautiful isolation. Inside the den, the bear sinks even deeper into his winter rest. In his mind, the memories of the days-long trek, the crisp bite of the air, the golden glow of the twilight, the emerald ribbons of the northern lights begin to soften and dissolve, blending together into a warm, dreamless peace. There are no paths left to walk, no horizons left to watch, and no cold left to endure. Everything he needs is right here, contained within this small, perfectly secure space. The world outside can wait for months. For now, time has completely stopped, leaving only the pure, uninterrupted bliss of sleep. The silence here is total, a profound and heavy quiet that wraps around the bear like a thick, hand-drawn velvet cloak. His breathing becomes so slow, so faint, it sounds like nothing more than a gentle breeze whispering through a distant canyon. With one final, deep sigh of absolute contentment, his body relaxes completely, letting go of the last remaining bit of tension from the long journey. The sanctuary is whole. The storm outside may carry on, but inside there is only warmth, safety, and an endless, beautifully serene night. The great white bear is fast asleep, completely protected, completely still, and perfectly at peace. And as the final layer of snow seals the world away, the silence becomes absolute. For he is no longer just a bear in the winter. He is the very heart of the mountain, breathing in perfect peace, safe, warm, and endlessly asleep. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your night. May you find deep peace and restful sleep. Wishing you the sweetest dreams. If you liked it, please like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.